Hi, PSMA members. Thank you so much for tuning in to, I believe this is our fourth or fifth webinar that we're having. Today, Office Depot and fellows have come together to have a great presentation on wellness solutions, especially in the workplace. This is presented by Greg Mossbacher from Fellows, but we also have Lisa Sanders of Fellows in on the call, as well as Fran and Andre from Office Depot. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let you take over, Greg.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Meg, and good morning, everybody. And we're excited to be here, and I guess almost good afternoon to some folks, depending on where you are. So as Meg had said, we're super excited to be on here this morning and kick off this program for you guys. We've partnered with Office Depot to put together a program for workplace wellness, and it's something that's very top of mind for us as a corporation and as a company. So we're real excited to kick this off, and really the purpose of today is to walk through kind of our vision for workplace wellness. It's certainly top of mind for a lot of companies right now. It's a hot button, and it's something that's real important that a lot of people need to pay attention to. So we'll spend some time. We'll go through kind of some analytics about workplace wellness and kind of what today's businesses and companies and challenges they have. And then we'll dig in a little bit specifically on some of the items that we've partnered with Office Depot that are available to you as a PSMA member to order through Office Depot where it makes sense. But really the focus today is to really dig in and get you to kind of think about what am I doing every day to help my wellness as it relates to my workplace and my movement and things I'm doing all day. So just a little background so you have an idea who we are as a company. A lot of people know Fellows as the shredder people, right? You've seen our bulldog, or you might have a shredder sitting right next to your desk right now. So we're a 100-year-old company, actually a 102-year-old company now. We're a family-owned business. John Fellows is our fourth-generation CEO. So the name in the box is the family name. And one of the things that we've always prided ourselves on is, they're not going to put their name on something if it's not quality, and if it's not something that's helping our customers move towards their goals for not only productivity but work-life balance, being efficient in the office. So, our company started in 1917 selling bankers boxes in Chicago out of the back of a truck. And over the years, we progressed into, as I mentioned, shredders. And now we've really focused in on workplace wellness, ergonomic supplies, desk accessories, sit-stands products, as well as height adjustable tables. Really innovating ourselves to the point where we're working with our customers every day on making sure the workplace is productive and healthy and a fun place to be. So that's a little background on kind of who we are as a company and how far we've come. So the name in the box is the family. So it's pretty exciting to be a part of an organization that's a family-run business. So when you think about workplace wellness, I think it's a hot button that's out there right now. There's a lot of companies, corporations, people just in general that want to be healthier. We have a term that if you work, feel, and perform better, we believe the workplace should be the optimal environment for personal pursuit of meaningful work. So what does that mean? So we kind of have a thought that productive people are happy people, and happy people are productive people. So, when you think about the days of sitting all day at your desk, even 10, 15 years ago on the computer all day, we talk about ergonomics. We talk about adjusting your chair. We talk about having the right mouse, the right keyboard tray. But what are we doing to move our bodies and standing up and moving around the office? And I put a stat in there that it kind of gives you an idea of what we're talking about. So for every dollar a company invests in wellness, they see about a $2 to $4 return. And that return can come in many different ways that we'll touch on here in a few minutes. But, you've got more productive people. You got people that aren't missing work. You got people that are feeling better in the office, which in general and creates a more productive work environment. A lot of companies are doing workout Wednesdays now. A lot of companies have, hey, if you work out 3 days a week or you walk at lunch, their healthcare benefits, they might get a reduction in healthcare costs. We do that as a company. We have workout Wednesdays where people can come and work out, and it's a reduction in costs in their healthcare benefits. So it's a real hot button for a lot of companies, and you as members, I'm sure this is top of mind as well. So when you think about workplace wellness, what does that mean? A lot of people say, yeah, you want to be healthy, you want to have an environment that you're eating better, you're doing different things. But we see it as kind of multiple areas within your body. And so physical health, of course, is important. If you work out, you want to prevent injuries. You want to make sure that you're sitting in the right chair. You want to make sure that you're doing the right things to stay healthy. We clean the surfaces of our desks. We clean our offices. We vacuum. We try to clean the air. We do those things that keep our physical health strong. And then what about movement? We got to keep our blood flow moving throughout the day. We need to stand. We need to take breaks. Every 20 minutes you should get up and move around. And then the social side. A lot of companies right now are looking at collaborative work environments. Some people don't like them because they feel like they're being looked upon or listened to, but it creates a more social collaborative environment where you're working your mind and you're sharing ideas throughout the day versus just an old cubicle where you can barely hear anybody and you don't talk. And then from a mind standpoint, stress in the workplace is a killer. I think we all have a ton of work to do regardless of where we work or who we work for. And you have to think about alleviating your stress. Are you going for a walk? Are you taking a break? Are you focusing in on the things that are giving your mind a break? So we see a successful program really hitting all of these areas to kind of get that ideal performance out of your employees and your office. And this is something that's kind of interesting, when you look at, what are businesses challenged with today? We've got multiple generations working for a lot of different companies, from baby boomers who are still bringing a lunchbox or carrying a briefcase to work every day. But because of where we are with healthcare and things, they're living longer, they're working longer. People are, they're more in the workforce than maybe before. Then you've got the Generation Xers that are looking for a work-life balance. They've got kids. They've got to go and pick them up at daycare. They've got different things they have to do. And then we've got the millennials, right? Coming out, everything has an app. And how can I do it quick? And where do I go to get that? And I'm working out at lunch and I'm going out with my friends at night. So it really gives an idea that businesses are challenges with multiple generations, and how do we keep everybody healthy? And what are we doing as a company to make sure that we're covering the bases for everyone that works for us? So it really encompasses multiple areas. A stat that we found that shows that by 2025, millennials will comprise 75% of the workforce. So we need to make sure we're tech savvy. We need to make sure that the cutting edge things we're doing and our company is meeting those needs as it relates to wellness and the things we're doing on a daily basis. So some additional issues, some of this we've already touched on, the stress. It's the number one workforce health issue. People are stressed out. We have deadlines. We have things we need to do. We have webinars we need to get on. We need to make sure we get our work done and be productive and still go pick up the kids or get home and get the things done to keep our work-life balance going. Chronic pain is a big problem with a lot of companies. What are we doing to reduce workers' comp? What are we doing to make sure our employees are healthy when they're at our office? And when you have stress, you have chronic pain, it can lead to heart disease and stroke and all of these things that might seem very dramatic as we're talking, but they're things that are very relevant when you look at what's important to focus on. Fatigue, are we tired? Are we working too much? We're not getting enough sleep. Again, all of these things that lead up to certain things that can cause a lot of issues for companies and productivity problems. So, when you look at diabetes and the sitting disease, that when you sit for more than 6 hours a day, you're 94% more likely to die versus if you move around and you you rest and you sit for 3 hours. So what are we doing to really look at ways that we can help these things and reduce the harmful things that everybody's faced with on a daily basis? So a lot of information on that slide, but they all kind of incorporate this idea of wellness and what can we do to get better. So the impact to business, kind of the bottom line, when you're not healthy and you're having things that don't feel good, your body doesn't feel good, it can lead to high absenteeism. You have people that I can't come to work today, or they're coming to work and they're not feeling 100%. It can lower the productivity, the quality of the work, and maybe customer service. If you're just not feeling it that day, maybe you didn't say what you should have said to a customer that's important, that can, at the end of the day, cause reduction in customers, which hurts revenue. So it's all these things that are important, and what we call is a proactive solution of staying ahead of it. What can a company do to be proactive to help reduce these other areas that we're discussing? So again, we kind of talk about the tip of the iceberg. And I think when you look at workplace injuries, chronic health issues, stress, and all those things we've covered, about 30% is kind of the tip of the iceberg, where it really digs into employee healthcare costs, medical care, prescriptions, the things that people need to function. But then what about the stuff that we don't see? Things that are hard to sometimes quantify but have a big impact. We talked about absenteeism, people that can't come to work. They're just not there. They're absent. But then there's a new term that's out there that a lot of people haven't heard of, and it's kind of a new buzzword that's out there called presenteeism. So essentially, presenteeism is when you've got someone that comes to work that really isn't there. They're kind of starting to get sick. They don't feel real good, but I got to get to work. I got deadlines. I got things I have to do. So how productive was that person in that state of mind? And are they not feeling good? Maybe their wrist is hurting from the wrong keyboards or the wrong mice. So those are kind of those things that are unquantifiable, but they lead to the known problem of, hey, you know what? I've got a problem with my wrist. I've got carpal tunnel. Now I'm off work. So these are things that when we look at trying to be proactive, we try to avoid that bottom unknown so we can really stay ahead of it. So again, this is kind of a summary of lost productivity and how costly it can be to a business. We talked about absenteeism. When people aren't there, and they miss work, it's 26% of health-related loss in productivity days. And then on an annual basis, this presenteeism, this idea of presenteeism, how many people are coming to work, but they're really not focused and they're really just not feeling it that day because they don't like their environment or they don't feel healthy. And then long term, people finally, if the environment isn't healthy, if the company isn't somewhere you enjoy working, you lose people. And you can see the costs, annual costs for businesses, from all of these things are upwards of $300 billion a year. And these are kind of those costs behind the scenes that you may see or you may not see. I mean, sure, directly, somebody leaves the company, that's an immediate, you see that. But the presenteeism and the absenteeism is a little harder to quantify. But it's a big deal when you have a program that isn't headed in the right direction. So wellness works, So one of the things we've seen when you have a proactive solution where you have the ability to say, what do I need throughout the day that I can move and I can be more productive? You see a 37% reduction in absenteeism, a 21% higher productivity, up to 65% lower turnover. People like to come to work. They like to be there. Fewer safety incidents. You have more quality incidents or fewer quality incidents where people are doing better work. They're doing more quality work because they like being there, and then overall higher productivity. So when you think of what we're doing as a company and where we're headed, we've tried to put solutions together that help pull all of this together and really create an environment that helps you with this concept of wellness. So what we've done is we try to get progressive designs that blend function and efficacy, which is a fancy word for saying, the ability to produce a desired outcome. What are we doing? Are we just providing a product that people say, yeah, that's a pretty mouse pad or it's a pretty cool sit stand, but is it really doing what we're trying to accomplish? We really spend the time to focus in on that. We want to provide a holistic well-being offering across multiple platforms. We need to, do we have the right footrest? Do we have the right backrest? Do we have a sit stand that works for everybody? Do we have an adjustable table that works for everybody? And we want it to be effortlessly integrated for our customers. We don't want you to feel like, oh, it's a lot of work to use that sit stand, or this mouse pad is not comfortable and I don't have any other options. And again, we back it up with the Fellows name that I talked about as a 102-year-old company, someone that focuses in on quality and really wants to put a product out there that is meeting the needs of our customer. So kind of shifting gears a little bit, you dig into this and you say, okay, great, fellows. Well, what are you doing to help us with this? So the next few slides are just a handful of things that we have provided through our partnership with Office Depot, things that help you in these areas. And our first is our Lotus sit stand. So this is our DX, which is kind of what we consider our deluxe version. It's a fully assembled sit stand that comes out of the box, sits right up on your desktop. You have the ability to get a dual or single monitor arm that attaches right to the middle of the sit stand. But the thing that's nice about the DX is that it comes with a cell phone charger. So if you have a cell phone that has that QI code that allows you to just set it on a charging station, it will charge your cell phone. So again, kind of keeping that concept that you've got everything you need in one area to do your work. But the best part of this that keeps us along those lines of wellness is it's a sit stand with a range of motion that goes all the way up. You have 22 different tension settings. So depending on your strength, your ability, our smooth lift technology just picks it right up very smooth, but it gets you moving. So you can sit for 20 minutes, then you can stand. You can get up and get moving. You can move your feet. You can stretch out while you're talking. And again, it's a real nice product that allows you to easily get moving throughout the day. We have microband technology, which helps with the keep the germs off the tray. Any kind of flu viruses or germs are captured by that microband technology. So that's the deluxe version. Then we have our standard Lotus. It's got all the same features with our smooth lift technology. Again, all the settings, but just doesn't have a cell phone charger. So for those that want to have the bells and whistles of a cell phone charger, which is very nice. A lot of people like that. They prefer the DX, but this is the actual, kind of more of our standard model. Comes in black and white. And then I talked about the monitor arms. You're going to get a single or dual monitor arms. Very simple. It's one grommet hole that attaches to the top of the Lotus on the top shelf there. And it's very simple to install. It'll hold, dual monitors will hold up to 26-inch monitors, 13 pounds, or you can put a 17-pound single monitor on it. And it allows, again, it's very smooth when you're lifting it. It's just got two panels on either side to lift it. There's no pulling of the product. You don't have to stretch and pull it out towards you. It lifts straight up and down, up to 16 inches. And then it's got the VESA mounts. It meets those standards, which is just 4 screws in the back of the monitor that most standard monitors come with. So any flat screen will fit onto our monitor arm kits. So at Lotus RT, this is a new product that's come out that we're very excited about. It literally came out and hit the market in January, February this year. This is a fully articulating 180-degree rotation. It's got tri-motion to it. So the best way to describe this is that this particular, you can see in the photo there, it attaches to the corner of your desk. It allows you to raise up. It allows to turn completely. You can do a 180. So the best way to explain this, if you're sitting on one side of your desk and somebody's on the other side of your desk, you can literally turn the entire platform around and show them your monitors. It moves up, it moves down, it moves out of the way. So for those people that say, a sit stand just kind of gets in the way, it takes up my desk, this is a solution for that. You can move it and push it completely off your desk and have your whole surface. So again, getting the concept of movement, moving throughout the day. It comes in a single or dual monitor arm application, and it's one SKU. So you order it, you can see at the bottom there that it's you can order the single or dual monitor arm. Very easy assembly right out of the box, and it mounts to the back of your desk. So this next slide just kind of gives you some comparisons, talks about the height, the weight, the different bells and whistles that we talked about as it relates to RT, Lotus, Lotus DX. One of the things that I didn't mention previously is we've got a cord management system on here that gets all the cords and takes everything out of the way. We have a nice tube on the Lotus and Lotus DX that all the cords fit into, so it's very smooth. You don't have cords all over your desk. And then the RT actually has integrated where it goes down the actual arm, so all your cords and USB ports and outlets can be very clean and smooth on these, so you're not taking up a lot of space on your desk. So some of the other products that we're promoting right now through the end of the quarter for all members, anti-fatigue mat, Platinum Series monitor arms, and wrist support. So anti-fatigue mats, a lot of times people think, well, that's great that I'm standing all day. I love standing, but it can get a little tiring on your feet or on your ankles or your calves. So we have anti-fatigue mats that allow you, when you are standing, you can stretch. They're softer on your feet. They take away the hard surface of either the carpet or, depending on your application, if you're working in a manufacturing environment where maybe you have linoleum or harder concrete floors, anti-fatigue mats are real key. And then our Platinum Series monitor arms, single or dual, that allow you to, again, move these off. If you prefer to use your existing desk, they have USB ports that attach right in here. So you have power, you have charging ability. And then our wrist support, we have a keyboard wrist rest and a mouse rest that we're promoting right now through Office Depot as well. So we tried to put kind of a quick snapshot of our sit stands to make sure that you're moving throughout the day. Again, going back to this concept of movement in the office, and then the daily needs of the ergonomic solutions and things like that. And just, if you think about it, the days of with everything we have going on right now with instant messaging, with texting and sending files and PDFs and scanning, the days of getting up and going to the copy room to pick things up that we're forcing you to move, or going to the fax machine of all things, are few and far between. So you need to force yourself to move, and you need to be up throughout the day to really promote blood flow and get that wellness thing going in your body. So we're trying to provide these solutions that really stick to that, with an overall goal of what we talked about initially. So that's pretty much what I had for today. I didn't want to indicate a bunch of product information, but at the same time, I wanted to make sure that you kind of understood where we're coming from as a company. We're super excited to be partnering with Office Depot and PSMA. We're going to continue this idea of wellness throughout the year on an as-need basis, or kind of what the member group wants to promote, and we'll keep it rolling, because this is just a snapshot. We have hundreds of wellness items when it comes to backrest, wrist rests. So we really thank you for the time today, and we can open it up to any questions that anybody might have.
Absolutely. And thank you so much, Greg. I think someone wrote in that your presentation just kind of fits really well with the PSMA motto, which is caring for the caregivers. It's teaching them how to care for themselves and care for their employees and within the workplace. And I really appreciate your presentation.
Good.
So for any of the members that are watching, you can go ahead and put in your chat, or put your question in the chat, and we will answer them. One of the first questions we have is, how do we see the PSMA pricing? So for this particular, with Fellows and Office Depot, it depends. You can either go to our website, which is www.psmaconnect.com, log in, and then go to the Office Depot listing and press the big red button that says, yes, please link with a vendor. And our member services team will get you set up if you don't already have an Office Depot account. If you do already have an Office Depot account, then I'm going to recommend you email services. That's SERVISEC. I think I spelled that right, at psma.us. Or you can reach out to Andre I'm just going to spell out his email if you want to know that. That's andre.riedl1@officedepot.com. And we will connect you with the right person and get you set up with that. To find out the specific pricing, because everything is a little just different per product. But I can promise you that they've worked really hard with getting PSMA members the best pricing, some of the best pricing possible. There's some very deep discounts there. It just depends, but you can get connected in one of those ways. If there's any more questions, go ahead and put them in. In the meantime, though, Greg, I have 2 questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is, so for the products that are highlighted, how fast will they ship? Do you have an estimate on that?
Yeah, so the products that, and Fran can answer as well on this, but through Office Depot, any stock product will be next day delivery. The sit stands are probably 2 to 4 days shipping, depending on where you are in the country, but we can ship them out very fast.
Yeah, that is very fast. Perfect. Mm-hmm. And then the other question was just, so for the fellows, does Fellows offer other products for PSMA members other than the ones you've mentioned today?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So what we talked about doing with initially with you guys, kind of a collaborative agreement, is that we wanted to start with, I think this, at the end of the day, it's probably 12 or 13 items that we wanted to kick this off with, really focusing in on the sit stand products, as well as some general ergo supplies. But we've got hundreds of ergonomic supplies when it comes to backrests, footrests, that are all available through Office Depot. But what we wanted to do initially was really dig in and focus on these new products, kind of that idea of movement, and specifically with our Lotus products, because they're really taking off, and it's something that people are really seeing immediate help when it comes to workers' comp, when it comes to wellness and getting in the office. So absolutely, though, we have, and we'll be promoting those as we go, again, with Office Depot throughout the year. So
Great. Awesome. So we do have another question. So for the sit stand, is there an option to have the 32-inch monitors? I believe is the question.
Yeah, so depending on, 32-inch, our standard is up to 26, because one of the things you don't want is too much, to have too much weight on there that makes the monitor arm a little bit heavier. But depending on the style, we can certainly see what type of monitors you have. And I've seen ones go bigger than 26. But we like to make sure that we're within the parameters. Most of them are within the weight limits, but they have different mounts on the back. So on a case by case, we can certainly look into that for sure. Perfect.
All right. Well, unless there's any other questions, I will open this up to either Lisa or Andre, Fran, if any of you guys have anything to say. I'm not sure if you want to add anything.
Well, this is on. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect. Hey, this is Andre. Just to kind of backdoor off of the question with all the other Fellows equipment you guys have and all the other furniture. Just kind of backdoor off of that one. If any of the other PSMA members are having any questions when it comes to any other type of furniture, whether it's larger quantities and things of that nature. Because I know we only went through a couple here because our horizon is so large, right? They're always more than welcome to reach out to me, which they have my information that you put out there, my email, or contact me via phone, followed by my extension. And then I'm always more than happy to kind of go through these products with them as well and reach out to fellows for some more special pricings, especially if it's like a larger quantity. So the horizon is just to kind of backdoor off the question that whoever asks with, are we limited or are there other products that are available? So the horizon is large and we are able to still give some special pricings for those items as well. Case by case scenario, but the doors are always open for those. Just wanted to kind of toss it out there for them as well.
Yes, thank you for throwing that out there as well, Andre. Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, and thank you again, also, Andre. That's actually a good caveat. I want to make sure, and Meg, if you're good with this, I just want to introduce Lisa Sanders, just so you guys kind of know who's who on this phone here. So I'm the territory sales manager for Fellows on the West Coast, but I'm working directly on this program with Fran and the headquarters in Southern California for you guys on this national program. And so I have a team on the West Coast but there's 3 more of me across the country. So if you have an immediate need or you need to see product or you need to see, we have reps throughout the entire country that if you want to see a demo unit of Lotus or sit stand, we can provide that for you. We just need to coordinate that. So also on the phone is Lisa Sanders. So Lisa is our national account manager who only calls on Office Depot. So she is our go-to directly to Boca, where Office Depot is headquartered. So she's the one that worked with me and will continue to work with me on setting up the programs that Andre's talking about, working with Fran, working with Office Depot, working with PSMA. So that's why she's on the phone, and I wanted to make sure that you guys kind of know, okay, who's Lisa and who's Greg and what's their roles. So Lisa, want to say anything or just I wanted to make sure people knew who you were on the phone here. So
yeah, no, thanks, Greg, and good morning and almost good afternoon for any of you that are on the East Coast like myself. So as Greg mentioned, I'm definitely going to be working hand in hand with him going forward. I do have direct support at the headquarters location, but my number one opportunities with customers like PMSA and Office Depot to drive our business and joint initiatives. So look forward to working with each of you. If you have any questions, Greg or myself are happy to help you in any way. So thank you.
Yeah,
awesome.
For sure. Yep.
Moral of the story, there's a lot of people that are willing to help. Am I right?
Yep.
All right. And thank you so much, PSMA members. Thank you, Greg, and thank you for everyone else that spoke. Just had a great time, and I think that was a very interesting and beneficial webinar. So if you want to watch this webinar again, we'll have it up on YouTube within a few days. Then it'll eventually be on our video library feature that will be on our website, as well as there will be a link to it in the Office Depot website. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.